Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So in this video, I'm going to quickly show you how to change our UCS, or also known as Universal Coordination System. So before we go on to AutoCAD, let's look at the concept first. So over here, if you notice, we have three lines here, and the red color I will represent it as X direction, and then the green color will be our Y direction, and then the blue color will be our Z direction. So meaning that, what do you mean by UCS? You can change the location of our X, Y, Z axis. So let's say if you want to move it later on, you can change, instead of here, our X could be over here, the Y can be changed over here, and then for our Z can also be changed, maybe going downward instead. Okay, so we can change this later on. Alright, so UCS is important to understand because it will affect the way you are drawing. So I want you to pay attention on the XY plane, or XY axis. So when we combine XY plane, we call it as a plane. Okay, plane. So dipanggil XY is called as XY plane over there. Okay, so whenever you want to draw things like sorry, let me change the color first. Let's say you want to draw cylinder, it will follow the circle, or from the cylinder will always following the what we call XY plane. So over here the same as well, like this one. Okay, and let's say I change the XY like this. So let's say I put X over here. So let's say over here, and let's say Y over here, going up, and then our Z, let's say over there. So this is our X. So I want you to pay attention that how it will looks like, the cylinder. So remember, let's forget about Z for now. Just focus on the XY plane, like this one. So we want to draw, it will become like this. We are drawing our cylinder, will follow here. So there are few more things related to UCS, the way you set up your UCS. Okay, the direction of X, the direction of Y and Z. So those you have to change, depends on what you want to draw. Okay, alright, so before we move on, also I would like to mention about, let's say we have, this is the standard one, we have X over here, Y, and then we got our Z going up. So whenever you want to draw things, let's say you want to draw box, so if the question asks you the distance at X, along the X direction, the distance, so let's say you say 100. So you're going to see that if you start at this point here, this is your starting point of the drawing, that 100 will go over here. Okay, for the X direction. If the Y direction, you say 100, it will go over here. Okay, along the Y direction. What about if you put key in negative 100? So negative 100 will go on the other side. Okay, so negative 100 will go over there for X, and negative 100 for Y will go over here. It's going to not following the direction. So negative means opposite direction of our axis. Okay, so enough with that. So let's look at our UCS right now. So this is the standard, or the startup of our UCS is always like this, X, Y and Z, and I always call this as standard XYZ or standard UCS. So you can change the UCS direction. Okay, but before that, before we're gonna go changing the the direction of UCS, make sure you always want to make sure that you click on the auto mode on, or you can click on F8 or F8 function. Okay, I'm just going to click that because that's going to be going to help us a lot. Okay, so now for our UCS, you can simply just put down the command UCS. Okay, you can simply put down the command UCS and then just click enter. So if you notice, number one, the question asks us to specify origin of UCS. So origin is the midpoint. Sorry, it's not the midpoint, it's basically the starting, the 0 0 0 coordinate, okay, at the middle here, the middle between X, Y and Z here. So that center there, we want to put where do we want to put that UCS? So let's say I want to put it over here, okay, because it's auto mode, so it's going to go over there. Okay, so you want to put, where do you want to set your direction of UCS? Depends, again, it depends on what you want to draw. Okay, so let's say I want to put our X here, and then just click on that, anything, and then now it asks you XY plane. So where do you want to put our Y? So that's basically what it means. Where do you want to put our Y? Downward here, over here, going to the top, okay, to the back, and so on. So let's say I want to put it over here, and then it doesn't ask about Z. So again, Z is always for the thickness, alright, but we want to focus on the XY plane. So let's say I'm going to give a simple, let's say I'm going to draw a cylinder. So notice that, okay, it will follow the XY direction. Okay, the circle of the cylinder, the circular surface will follow the XYZ, the XY plane. Okay, so you can put wherever you want. So let's say I put here. Okay, so if you want to change back to original UCS, so just click UCS, enter, just put anywhere you want, put the X over there, sorry, and then Y over here. So that is our original cylinder, our original XY plane. So let's say if I want to draw a cylinder, you can notice that there is a slight change. Remember when I mentioned the circular surface of the cylinder will always following the XY plane, based on the XY plane. Okay, so I hope you get something from this video, and thank you very much.